The perfect will of God. Dear friends, in today's story, we will see where Samuel was the 20 years that the ark was in Kiriath Jearim and the major political changes in Israel. It was when they had lived a long time under Philistine control that they remembered the Lord their God. Understanding their trouble, Samuel said to all Israel, "If you are returning to the Lord with all your heart, then put away the foreign gods and the Ashtaroth from among you and direct your heart to the Lord and serve Him only, and He will deliver you out of the hand of the Philistines." So the people of Israel put away the Baals and the Ashtaroth, and they served the Lord only. Then Samuel gathered all Israel at Mizpah, and they fasted and prayed and confessed their sins before the Lord. Now when the Philistines heard that the people of Israel had gathered at Mizpah, they went up to fight against Israel. When the Israelites heard of it, they were frightened. The people of Israel asked Samuel not to cease to cry out to the Lord for them, so that He may save them from the hand of the Philistines. It must be because Samuel's mother asked for him from the Lord that prayer was a big part of his life. Samuel understood that not praying was a sin against God. Then Samuel took a suckling lamb and offered it up as a whole burnt offering to the Lord. And he cried out to the Lord, and the Lord answered him. While Samuel was sacrificing the burnt offering, the Philistines drew near to engage Israel in battle. But that day the Lord thundered with loud thunder against the Philistines, and threw them into such a panic that they were routed before the Israelites. The towns from Ekron to Gath that the Philistines had captured from Israel were restored to her, and Israel delivered the neighboring territory from the power of the Philistines. Throughout Samuel's lifetime, the hand of the Lord was against the Philistines. So the Philistines were subdued and did not invade Israelite territory again as long as Samuel was the judge. Samuel was the last judge of Israel. Samuel traveled across Israel and judged the people. Before this, the judge and prophetess Deborah held court under a palm tree between Bethel and Ramah. The Israelites used to go to her for judgment. But Samuel went on a circuit to Bethel, Gilgal, and Mizpah, and he judged Israel in all these places. Then he would return back to Ramah where his house was. Samuel had 2 sons. The firstborn was Joel, and the name of the second Abijah. When Samuel became old, he made his sons judges over Israel. But his sons did not walk in his ways, but turned aside after gain. They took bribes and perverted justice. Then all the elders of Israel gathered together and came to Samuel at Ramah, and said to him, "Behold, you are old, and your sons do not walk in your ways. Now appoint for us a king to judge us like all the nations." But the thing displeased Samuel, and Samuel prayed to God. God knew that Israel would ask for a king. So he gave clear instructions through Moses on who Israel's king should be and what he should and shouldn't do. When God delivered Israel from Egypt and they reached close to the promised land, one thing Moses reminded them was that in the land that they are going to possess, they should follow the commandments of the Lord their God, so that seeing them the Gentiles will know that they are a wise and understanding people and will come to God. But now Israel forsook the Lord and wanted to follow the nations around them. That is why they asked for a king like the nations around them, which is also why this thing displeased Samuel. But God talked to Samuel and said, "Why are you upset? They have not rejected you, but me from being king over them. Since the day I brought them out of Egypt till now, they have forsaken me and served other gods. They are doing the same thing to you. So obey their voice, but warn them of the ways of the king who shall reign over them." If God didn't like it, why did He allow it? He could have not allowed it, right? God is the creator and man is the creation. Even though God created man in His likeness and image, when they sinned, they degraded in their words and deeds. While God has revealed His perfect will to man, Instead of obeying that, man tried to belittle it. God never forces a person to obey his commandments. God does not want his children to obey reluctantly or under compulsion, but God wants them to obey cheerfully. God wants man to at least stay in his permissive will, even if they go astray from his perfect will. That is why when Israel asked for a king, God allowed it, even though it was not his perfect will. Then Samuel warned them of the negative side of having a king. Samuel told them that their children will have to become servants of the king, and they should give a portion of their produce to the king. Thus he gave a chance to rethink their decision. But they were not willing to listen to Samuel, and said that they wanted a king like the nations around them. God chose Israel from all other nations as his own, because he loved them a lot. But Israel did not choose the Lord as their God. They forsook God many times. God, who understood that, told Samuel to anoint a king for them. Samuel agreed to that and sent back the Israelites to their own cities for now. In the next story, we will see who was the king Israel asked for and chose, and how he ruled. God bless you.